I'm Kevin Oswald. I was born and raised here in the Idaho Falls area. I worked when I was a teenager with my father at the service station. Learned just darn near everything about mechanics from him. You know, service is in our name, and this is something that has been instilled and ingrained in me through the generations before. My grandfather, his service station when he first started out, he had the hat and the bow tie and the old black and white photos of the gentlemen that come running out to pump your gas for you, wash your windshields, check your tires. That was my grandfather. That is what he did. My father, when he took the station over, he kept those values as well. I remember in high school going out and pumping gas for people and washing windows, and you didn't leave a bug on the windshield. You made sure it was all off of there. If you left a bug on the windshield, my father would let you hear about it. When my grandfather started the business, it was Crockett Brothers Conoco. He was in business with his brother Perry. Perry opened up another service station elsewhere, and my grandfather opened up the service station on the corner of Yellowstone and Constitution Way, and it was called Crockett's Conoco. When my father joined the business, it was called Crockett and Oswald Conoco. My grandfather retired in about 1973, and then it was just called Oswald's Conoco. And then I'm not sure when, but Conoco pulled out of southeastern Idaho, and so we had to go with a different service station, and we decided to go with Sinclair, and it's at that point in time that we started calling the business Oswald Service, and that name has stuck. I've seen my father many times not charge a customer for work that he's done because he's known that the customer has been in need. There's been many times that my father has done work for people and just said pay him later, and he knew darn well that he probably wasn't going to get paid later. You know, it's funny, I had a talk with my managers and asked them if Oswald Service has a core value, what is that core value? And they both, without any prompting, just said honesty. And I think that is the core value of our business that has just brought us through all of the years. Everything that we do circles back to that. Every decision that we make circles back to that. Well, this industry gets a bad rap as far as people selling things that don't necessarily need to be sold. My father told me a long time ago, he said, Kevin, there's too much honest business to be had to be dishonest. There's no place for that. And he's 100% right. At any time, if a customer wants to see what we're replacing, why we need to replace it, we do that. We really try to stay away from the high pressure, hard sell type thing, or telling people that if you don't get this repaired, you're going to die. That's just not our way. That's not the way we do things. We rank work needed done on a scale of 1 to 5. 1 is something that can obviously wait. 5 is something that it's pretty darn urgent, and you better think about replacing this part as soon as possible. The challenge. Absolutely the challenge. Being able to take something that does not work or is not running well, and to be able to figure that out and then give it back to the customer repaired and working wonderfully. Another thing that I really like is being able to fix things and exceed customers' expectations. When a customer drops a vehicle off and it's making a horrible noise, and I do the same thing with my appliances at home, you expect the worst. You think that, oh my heck, I'm gonna have to replace an engine, or this isn't looking good. And to be able to call them and say, hey, it's just a $30, $40, $50 fix is all it was, and just to hear their voice and how relieved that they are, that gives me satisfaction as well. For the next 80 years, my son is working in the Idaho Falls store, and Nicholas is going to be the 4th generation. I would like to give tons and tons of thanks to my father and my grandfather for the foundation that they laid for this business. Because without them, I couldn't have done what I have done.